We do see a number of women who are really struggling to find affordable places to live in the neighborhood.
Housing is a basic necessity, but for many women, things like doing the dishes in a safe and affordable home isn't even a possibility in Montreal. A new report by the Table des Groupes de Femmes de Montréal says COVID-19 has intensified the housing crisis for women in the city.
But in a lot of ways, the pandemic did make it a lot worse, both in terms of delaying inspections and repairs in buildings with poor housing conditions, in terms of increasing the pressure on low-income tenants in ways that greatly exacerbated situations of domestic violence.
Factors contributing to the housing crisis affecting women includes rent increases, harassment from landlords or neighbors, and increases in evictions.
The whole housing market has gone kind of crazy. So there needs to be really systemic change and governments at every level recognizing that housing is a fundamental right and a fundamental need.
Amy Darwish, coordinator of the Park Extension Action Committee, says she's seen housing discrimination, particularly targeting immigrant women and those with children, landlords refusing to rent to them. The report says women who are Indigenous, living with a disability, seniors, sexual minorities, immigrants, or single parents are particularly affected because they are likely to have lower incomes.
What this often means is that women end up being, trapped in situations that are beginning to escalate and are unable to leave situations of violence. We saw that in very, very clear terms this year with the murder of Reginder Kaur.
Kaur's murder was Quebec's 14th femicide of the year. The report also finding that there has been an increase in intimate partner violence since the start of the pandemic. Among the study's recommendations, implementing a public registry to prevent abusive rent increases and ban landlord repossessions and evictions when vacancy rates drop below 3%.
Absolutely. I think these are very, very important first steps in terms of keeping rents affordable and providing women with real options when facing abusive relationships. I would say beyond that, however, there needs to be a significant investment in social housing, and both for violence survivors and for women and tenants in general.
There needs to be really fundamental changes and for the government to recognize the crisis and to recognize that the right to housing is critical to the well-being of the population.
In Montreal, Pamela Pagano, City News.